Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Experience Podcast, inside the business, buzz, and brilliance of Black entrepreneurs. Here is your host, Dr. Frances Richards.
The Innovative Thinkers, episode 121. Thank you for joining us as we elevate the Black entrepreneur experience by interviewing CEOs, thought leaders, innovative thinkers, and Black entrepreneurs across the globe. I am your host, Dr. Frances Richards, and today we have with us Danna, Demetre. She's an international author and speaker with a passion for encouraging women towards a life of greater balance. And we have Robyn Thomson, an advanced clinical weight loss practitioner. Ladies, I have given our audience, first of all, let me say welcome, but I've given our audience such a brief bio. Why don't you fill in the gaps and tell us what you'd like us to know about you and this amazing book that you ladies have just released?
Well, we're so, first of all, honored to be here, Frances, and that you would include us in your show. Robyn and I come from kind of similar backgrounds in a way. We both have pursued and loved health and wellness for years, and we have been health coaches and weight loss coaches for many, many years. But I'll tell you, for both of us, it's more than just the sum of our professional experience. We both had our own struggles with our body images, as so many women do, with relationship with food and weight issues. And they're a little bit different stories, but I think it is the fact that we struggled at different times in our lives and found some solutions and came together to write the Eat, Live, Thrive diet because we knew we weren't alone in many, many different levels, but especially as we age.
And I just want to say I'm so excited to be on your podcast, Dr. Frances, because of the entrepreneurial spirit that you're bringing out to people. And both Dan and I have always been very entrepreneurial in everything that we've done. And so that, for myself, turned into the lifestyle and the health coaching for, 25 plus years. And in that time, I was helping people through cleansing, through detox, weight loss. And then, when I hit my 40s, everything that I was teaching to my clients, and people were still getting results, but I wasn't anymore. And I thought, oh my gosh, is this what happens when you hit 40? Is this what happens as you start aging? You just have to give in to weight gain, poor health. And I said, I'm an avid researcher, and I said, I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not going to buy into it. And so started researching to find reasons for what was happening in the aging process and solutions that help to overcome and gain victory over that midlife weight gain and get our metabolisms going again, lose the weight, feel good, have great health and vitality. And that's when Dan and I came together. It was kind of the right timing to create this book when we did and write about it.
What was that aha moment that you knew you were onto something? Robyn, you both talked about your struggles, but you talked specifically about hitting that over 40 mark. What was that aha moment that you knew you were onto something and you had the solution?
One of the things that I discovered in my research was that, people in general, literally at the age of 20, in their 20s, their ability to break down and utilize carbohydrates starts to diminish. And so that was one thing. And then I started doing a lot of research on grains and how they affect us hormonally, and how as we age, we start to have sensitivities to foods that we may have eaten all of our life, but they're affecting us differently now. And those sensitivities can result in a lot of health problems, but also in weight gain. And so when that kind of came together, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to really, really shift my diet drastically from what I've been doing, what I've always felt was healthy, because the aging process really does affect us from, what we used to eat being okay to no, not so much anymore.
There's those aha moments that are both physical And I think for us both, there's aha moments that are also emotional and spiritual. And as an example, as a young woman, I struggled with bulimia and then panic attacks. And it was really realizing that real change, real dynamic and lasting change, no matter what area of life, but to include our health and our wellness, really starts in our thoughts. And so that's a whole other aspect, I think, for me as a young woman, the aha, I came to have a relationship with God because of the panic attacks I was experiencing. I was so fearful of dying. But that was, for me, an aha moment of I really need change that goes beyond just external self-discipline.
Tell us more about your book and your diet, your eating plan.
Well, I would say it really is a lifestyle plan. Our subtitle is a lifestyle plan to rev up your midlife metabolism. But it's simple, and yet it has 3 phases. So the diet is in phase 1, where we eliminate some what we call food culprits, the foods that as Robyn was saying, we may now have some sensitivity to, or they're just holding us back from weight loss. We let people choose the level. They can do it as simple as eliminating grains and sugars for 14 days, or they can eliminate some other very common food culprits. And so that first phase, what it does is it jumpstarts people's metabolism. It helps them just kind of cleanse their body, and it's very doable. It sounds like it's all about, letting go of things, but we have so many amazing recipes and alternatives that women are so surprised, Frances, when they've been on this diet 7 to 14 days. Not only are they losing weight, but they're looking and feeling younger. And after they complete that 14 days of whatever level elimination suits them at the time, they move into a discovery phase, and they're bringing in one food at a time and just re-entering it and asking themselves, how do I feel?
Right. And then in that discovery phase, as they're testing those foods that they've eliminated one at a time, and they do a test on those foods for 3 days, and they don't add any other food except one food at a time. So they're looking for different things that might come up, such as they might have fatigue that's showing up. They might have bloating or indigestion, or they might have congestion, say more mucus when they wake up in the morning. It could be those kinds of symptoms. Could be, of course, weight gain. Other symptoms that people don't even realize, a lot of people will notice food sensitivity is in their emotional health, maybe anxiety or depression. Whereas in those 2 weeks through the elimination, they're feeling so good. And then they add a food back in and they're like, wow, I feel really kind of down, usually a lot of times fatigue and depression will go together. So they will realize this is not a food that's good for me anymore. Even though I've really eaten it most of my life, I didn't realize how it was affecting me. And now I'm going to choose to eliminate that from my diet for the most part for my regular eating plan. I'm not saying I will never have that food ever again, but it will definitely become a food that's not part of my regular lifestyle.
And then we move to phase 3, and that is where we live most of the time, and it's called our lifestyle phase. And what we're doing is helping women, now that they've tested and they've realized certain foods that are holding them back from feeling their best, we're helping them figure out a plan, because there is not a one-size-fits-all diet. Everybody's different. We have different sensitivities, even different tastes. And so we want them to develop an eating plan that they not only can continue to lose weight if they need to, or maintain their weight loss, but as importantly, still enjoy their life. We know that you need to lose weight in a similar way. You're going to keep it off, or like most people, it's going to all come back on. And so it's a very doable process that is, it's very grace-centered. It gives women a lot of flexibility. They might go through this cycle, several times a year, and each time they might test a different food. They don't have to do it perfectly. What we've learned is we really promote progress over perfection, because we know so often women start diets, they feel like a failure if they blow it. It's like all or nothing, black or white on a diet. We're trying to teach a perspective of nourishing the body and going on a journey, and the change doesn't happen overnight. And that's, I think, a really important part of our philosophy of helping women make these lasting changes.
Now, is each phase of your program or your lifestyle change, is it a 14-day for each phase?
Actually, no. So the first phase, the elimination phase, is a minimum of 2 weeks. We actually have sometimes people will ask us, can I go a little longer? And they can go 3 or 4 weeks if they want to in that elimination phase. The second phase, the discovery phase, this is where it's a little bit different for each person. So somebody might come into it and start testing those foods. And remember, they're testing for 3 days in a row, the same food, and they're not adding another food back in. They may only get through maybe 3 or 4 foods to test, because if they do test sensitive to something, let's say they are experiencing that depression or fatigue or weight gain that we were talking about, we tell them to stop eating that food, and then they need to wait 3 or 4 days to clear that food out of their system so that they feel really good again before they start testing the next food. So it's going to be very individual. And I would say that most people will not test every single food in their first cycle of or first phase of discovery. So maybe they test 4 foods, they move into the lifestyle phase, and maybe that takes them 3 or 4 weeks to test those 4 foods.
And they're adding a few things in that test okay. For example, if they test dairy and they're okay, they can leave that dairy in and then, be adding something like testing nuts or whatever. But it is very individual. And so, again, those phases are not locked in certain periods of time. But as I said earlier, in the lifestyle phase, that's where most women are going to live about 80% of the time.
Right. So when you move into lifestyle, I mean, if you've gone through the cycle several times and you've really created and figured out what is working for you, maybe you met your goal for your weight loss, or you're continuing to lose, but just losing in on a regular basis and still enjoying your life. I mean, you could be in lifestyle phase forever.
Yeah.
There's no 2 weeks, 4 weeks. You could just be in it forever. And we do encourage people, even if they are living in their lifestyle phase and feeling really good and they've lost all their weight, that, periodically, once or twice a year, that they do an elimination and just kind of re-cleanse their body, reboot their metabolism. It's something that's really cyclical.
Now, in your first phase, you guys had talked about the grains and the sugar. Now, are you talking about natural sugar, like the fruits, or are you talking about the sugar canes or sugar? How are you defining the sugar phase?
Excellent question. We do, on the elimination phase, we do allow them to have 2 to 3 fruits a day. Yes, that has natural sugar in it, and so we want to limit it a bit. But we're really speaking about added sugar. So we're eliminating all packaged foods, all cane sugar. What we do allow, and this is the part that makes it, I think, so doable, is within the many, many recipes we've created that have a little bit of a sweet element, we actually allow up to 1 tablespoon of raw organic honey or pure maple syrup within the recipes, ideally, per day. And usually a recipe, say our snickerdoodle muffin or our lemon poppy seed muffin, might have a teaspoon of honey or maple syrup in it. They can have that spread out over the day, so they could essentially have 3 servings of something with that little bit of more natural sweet, but not the cane sugar. We like the maple syrup because it's lower in fructose. So there is that little bit of sugar. It's not even a low carbohydrate diet. It's what we call a controlled carbohydrate diet. And we are wanting to balance blood sugar by spreading out that little bit of whatever form of sugar is actually in their diet each day.
So Robyn and Danna, your ideal clients are women?
Well, I was going to mention, we speak to women because we are women and we've dealt with the issues that they deal with. And we know the struggle that women have with their weight and their body image and all that. However, our diet, our program works for everyone. Men, in fact, our clients, their husbands, boyfriends, they go on the program and they get fabulous results. They love the recipes and they feel really good with it. So it works for men. It also works because we say this is a diet or a lifestyle plan to rev up your midlife metabolism. And we have younger people doing the program too, 30s and 40s, and they're getting really good results. I wish that I knew about eating this way when I was in my 30s, as I was moving into that perimenopause phase and things. I wish I had known this then. I would probably not have gained the weight that I did in that phase of my life.
So, Robyn and Danna, tell me what best describe you individually: entrepreneur, thought leader, or innovative thinker, and why?
Oh, goodness. Entrepreneur, thought leader, or innovative thinker. Well, as Robyn said, we've both been entrepreneurs much of our life, but I also think we're both innovative thinkers because we are problem solvers. So I think the two, do I have to choose one?
You can do all three.
I think the two mesh together in that we're innovative thinkers in that, just like Robyn said at the beginning, we look for solutions. We decided in our own lives, heck no, we're not going to just give in to the fact that we're going to keep gaining weight the rest of our lives. And it's not even about the weight. It's about the health and the vitality. It's, that we're not going to give in to that. We're not going to feel our best and have the energy we had in our 30s. So I do think we're innovators in that, okay, let's find solutions to that. Is it harder? Yes, it is. So that's where we marry the two together, and the entrepreneur in us just needs to share it. And because we got such great results, and we've been coaching women for a long time before this book ever came out, taking women through pilot programs, they were getting amazing results. We were just too excited not to get it out there. Nothing's more fun than watching women's lives change and watching the vitality return.
What was the second option? You said entrepreneur, thought something. What was that?
So you have entrepreneur, thought leader, or innovative thinker.
Well, as you were just saying those, I was thinking of Danna, and I'm like looking at her trying to see what goes on her. All of those do, but the thought leader, the reason I say that is she has so many thoughts and creative ideas. And so she really does encompass all of those. I would say that I am entrepreneurial and definitely innovative thinker.
Awesome. I tell you, you ladies, I was sharing, we were talking prior to the jumping on the podcast, and I was telling these two amazing ladies that I had saw them on TBN. And one of the things that really resonate with what you were saying, we have kindred spirits in a lot of different ways. I'm also a wellness coach, and what I do is talk to people and help women in reference to transformation about the mindset. And I believe it was, I was taking notes. One of you guys that talked about shifting your mind, your thought process, anything that you do in life, it starts with your thought process. And so I really commend you ladies on what you're doing, and the fact that I'm over 60. So I do understand, and I've been in health and fitness and this yo-yo dieting since the age of like 13, 14 years old. But the weight gain did not manifest until later on. And so I just want to say thank you for what you're doing in reference to your book. And you have a community, you have an academy, is that correct?
Yes, we do. We really want to come alongside the readers of our book and have an opportunity to connect with them personally. So we have a membership called the Eat, Live, Thrive Academy, and it's a very small monthly fee that allows women to participate in some of our live weekly coaching. We have a couple coaching sessions every week we do via video, Zoom, like a Zoom meeting schedule. They can do audio only on their phones, and we let them ask their questions. We have a private Facebook support group, a private website, and it's just a way that it's not just purely virtual where there's just extra resources. We're seriously available to these women to help them fine-tune this lifestyle, and we absolutely love it.
And I want to say part of the Academy, in the first part of the book, we do talk a lot about what you just mentioned, changing the mindset, changing habits from the inside out, really taking those thoughts captive that are not serving you, the lies that you're believing about your body or about your diet or about, can you lose weight? I can't lose weight. Those types of things. And really, we find that is where the struggle really is for women. And when we give them the plan, the eating plan, the eating plan works. We know the results are there. We have clients losing 25, 30, 40, 50 pounds, or somebody that just wants to lose 10 or 15. But it's really in our academy that we're able to help the women with, especially that first part of the book that is about that mindset and the struggle, and then applying, and then helping them tweak their program, helping them tweak their diet program, and just little questions that might come up that we can delve in and ask them, well, what are you doing here, and how much of this are you having? And it really just takes the whole program, which works just if you read the book, but to the next level of support.
And as you know, Frances, as a woman that is helping others transform, there is the propensity to fall off whatever the plan is. You have this great plan and idea and motivation, and then women fall off course. And we find that they can kind of fall into what we call the shame zone. And we believe in having a community of no shame zone and really helping women to realize this is a journey. It is not a perfect journey. There's more than just reaching goals of weight loss or whatever. It's about learning about yourself and hearing God's voice in all of this, and the things that the way he's cultivating you and refining you. And so we feel like women really need a community to feel safe, to feel heard, and to feel supported, even when they're not doing well, because we tell them when you don't feel like you're doing well, it's the most important time to show up, because it's learning how to get back on the horse, so to speak, get back into a healthier path sooner than later. That will really make a big difference over time.
So talk to the entrepreneur that's out there and the importance of healthy eating and being an entrepreneur.
We actually did a conference about this not too long ago called Grateful Wealth, and it was an entrepreneurial conference, and all sorts of marketing ideas and entrepreneurial ideas, and Danna and I spoke specifically on health and weight.
The health and wealth connection.
The health and wealth connection. And there's several things that we can speak to. One of specifically would be if you are working towards your goals and you're focusing on creating a successful business or idea, you want the most clear head, mental clarity, and energy and vitality that you can have. And you are also potentially dealing with more stress, and stress will take a toll on its body. And taking care of your body, eating right, having your body balanced through the foods that are specifically good for you, and taking those foods out that you maybe test and discovery are not, is going to make all the difference in the world in how you think, how your energy, your ability to work and focus long hours. I also think if you have extra weight, it can affect sometimes your confidence and how you present yourself. You may be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-conscious and critical of yourself. So, that's a mindset change, because, God says, that he accepts us and loves us exactly as we are. So to be content in how you are, but also pursuing complete health and vitality. The other thing is, if you're an entrepreneur and you're, building a legacy, don't you want to be around to enjoy that legacy with your family, with your friends, with whatever you're serving your purpose in? And if you're not healthy and if you're not on the right path with your diet and it's not taking you to vitality, you're going in the opposite direction. And so important to take care of yourself that you can see the fruits of your labor, so to speak.
What problem exists in the world today that you would like to solve?
Well, there's so many, Frances. I'd say one of the things Robyn and I have talked about, and actually we have a nonprofit ministry as well called Women of Purpose, is, here we talk about so much helping women lose weight, and yet all around the world there are people, and children especially, that aren't getting enough food. So we've both been involved with Compassion International when we speak and do women's events and conferences. We always like to make an impact by letting people know about their opportunity, to make a difference. And here's the thing, we can't feed all the children. We're not personally capable, but we can change the life of one or two very specific children. And so that's one of the things that, if we had all the resources in the world, wouldn't it be wonderful to food on every hungry child's plate? But we don't have to do it all. We can do it one child at a time and share that message. And so as a ministry, as women who get out there in public, I'd say that's one of the things I'd love to never see a child lacking. What, here, for the most part in America, our children aren't starving. They have access to some health, to good, clean water and things like that. So we love coming alongside. We were very blessed to be on the Life Today show because Life Outreach International, that sponsors Life Today, the show you saw us on, they're doing beautiful things in countries where there's not enough food, there's not enough water. And in the case of the particular show we were on, they were making an impact in human trafficking. And so I think the mindset as an entrepreneur is do something. You don't have to take on a big cause. You don't have to become some big ministry. Just do something to impact somebody across the continents that has less than you.
What is one valuable lesson you wish you knew before starting your business?
Robyn, you have something for that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was just thinking we just met with our CPA and oh goodness, we you don't know what you don't know, and really, I think
wise counsel.
I mean, luckily, Danna and I were pretty good about when we started our business together. We said we're not, we're going to be in the black. We are not going to take out loans. We are not. We're just going to do what we can do. We're going to pray, and we created a kingdom business. So we pray every day and seek the Lord on all the decisions that we make. But still, we don't know what we don't know.
And here's the thing. What we do know, though, Frances, is God knows. That God has all the answers we don't have. And I think for me, when talking about this subject specifically, when I was younger, and as Robyn said, I'm an idea person. I get an idea and go running out with great passion and then look behind me and go, hey, God, coming along. The opposite, what I wish I'd known and actually practiced, was pray first, step out after you get the go-ahead from God, whatever that looks like, versus, ask him to catch up with you.
I think that was one of the things that Danna and I, when we came together as business partners, we actually are very different in that. She's a huge idea thinker. Sometimes she'll call me with 20 ideas, and I just say, Danna, I need to get off the phone for a little bit because I'm just overwhelmed. I'm a little bit more analytical, although I'm definitely not a full analyst. And so, we kind of complement each other because she'll be like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. I'll be like, hold on, let's just take one step back. One, we don't know what we don't know. Let's look into that, let's research it, and let's take our time. And so I'm probably a little bit more cautious. She's maybe a bigger risk taker, but we come together and it's a really good balance.
And talk about Robyn and Danna, talk about that coming together. I know someone's listening and they're like, gosh, they just mesh. And it's, when you have business partners, it is a marriage. So talk about you guys coming together and how did that come to fruition?
Well, Danna and I have known each other for 25 years through the ministry she was talking about. She had started the ministry. I came along and served on the board, and we just became friends and actually lost touch for some years. Danna moved to Switzerland for her husband had taken a job over there, so we did lose touch. And I was involved in another business, and I was just praying. I felt like something wasn't exactly right, the path I was on, and I just was praying. I'm like, God, I really want to partner in whatever I'm going to do. I actually felt like the Lord said, step back from that business. I took a sabbatical. We had reconnected, Danna and I, but I was just praying, send me somebody that is going to be able to, I want to partner. And I did not know it was going to be Danna. Like I said, we'd reconnected, but in my pursuit of wanting to do something new and just have the Lord lead, it actually came about. Danna was doing some podcasting and said, do you want to be interviewed on my show about how you're eating? And I said, okay. So she interviewed me. She's like, wow, she really knows her stuff. Why don't you come and do a cooking video and cook a couple of your recipes? So we did a cooking video, and then we had this we said, let's do this every week.
It was so much fun. We just couldn't stop. But we had no agenda.
Right.
It was very organic. And we were both, as we said earlier, we're both so entrepreneurial. And yet this was probably the first time in both of our lives that there was no agenda.
Right.
There was no preconceived plan. God brought us together. We enjoyed each other's company so much. Yes, having the business mind and entrepreneurial spirit, it's like, well, how can we make this a business at a point? But it cultivated on its own. And I think both of us agree we would rather do this together and make half as much money because when you have a partnership, you're obviously splitting that, than doing it alone. There's great energy. I mean, it's not for everybody, but we feel very blessed in that this is God's place for us. And even if, whether you have employees or partners or whatever, surrounding yourself with the right people, because in a business you spend so much time with those people, it is, to me, essential.
We can learn from successful entrepreneurs, people, brands. Tell us a brand or a business that is dominating or you admire and why.
Gosh, that's a great question. I would say, Amazon. I don't know if Amazon's making that much money, but Amazon is dominating book sales. Amazon's dominating a lot. What came to mind to me in our industry of somebody that's doing a phenomenal job is Dr. Josh Axe. He's a chiropractor out of Nashville. He's a Christian man, a young man, probably under maybe early 40s. At the most in his early 40s. We consider that quite young, don't we? But I think what I like about him, so much of his business is virtual, but he gives lots of great information. And I would say if we were to model anything, it's similar. You want to give a lot without an expectation and educate people. And he has lots of things to sell. He's making lots of money, but he's also giving. And so I'd say when we look to how are other people running their businesses, we're not just looking to who's the most successful, making the most money. We're looking at who's making the biggest impact, pouring into people's lives, giving more than they're asking. And that's the model that I wouldn't say Dr. X is our only model, but that's what we appreciate when we're looking out in our niche of health and wellness and weight loss. Those are the people we respect the most, and we have an abundance mentality. There's lots of room for lots of good people. We're never going to reach all the people. God will bring to us and draw to us those that, we have an affinity to and that our message resonates.
Absolutely. What is your biggest achievement so far in your business?
I got to say, this little book that we started as a pilot program just to help some women, we called it a light cleanse or a light detox, became a workbook, became a coaching program, and then I shared it with our book agent and said, we're thinking of maybe publishing this beyond a workbook. And God gave us the most amazing publishing dream team ever. And it's been a really beautiful year from the time we got offered a contract with Waterbrook, which is a division of Penguin Random House, to the day our book actually hit the shelves. It was 12 months to finish writing it, to get it out there and published. And that is a miracle. If anybody has written a book, that's a very fast turnaround, but God was in it every step of the way. No matter what happens with the book, we don't know how many people it's going to reach, how many copies it's going to sell.
I mean, it's only been
a couple weeks. It's doing well. Yes. And we've hit a couple Amazon bestseller lists, which, we're very thankful for. But more than anything, it is our greatest achievement because it's not just that we got this baby birthed. Women are changing and they're excited. And that excites us more than any book sales at all. So I'd say, this is the first baby we've really birthed we've done other things, but this is the biggest as a partnership.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Robyn and Danna, what is a technology tool or a technology platform that is a must-have for you in managing your business day to day?
Well, day to day, I mean, of course, we have multiple websites and all sorts of things, but I think we love using Zoom, or it can be any form of video conferencing, because we can see our clients face to face on video and do coaching.
Yes, I would say Zoom is a great platform that we use to connect for our coaching. The other thing that we use a lot would be YouTube and Vimeo. So we have our YouTube channel, which actually they advertise on our videos. So it's an income stream for us. Plus, it's a way for us to get out there and really expose ourselves to people that might not ever see us. And then we use Vimeo as a platform to load our videos that we want to plug into our website. So they don't have to have the YouTube when the insignia and all that.
Yeah, and I would say to those who, everybody's business is different, what type of entrepreneur you are. But if you're trying to get a message out, we moved from doing more blogging and podcasting to video because it was a natural fit for us. So for those of you that like communicating to an audience, like to build a community and you want them to see you, we had no intention of doing tons of video. And all of a sudden, we went from blogging and podcasting to almost exclusive videos. And it's been really fun. We've thrown our videos up on YouTube for the last few years, and all of a sudden it just started growing. We weren't even trying. I think what's really exciting, Frances, and you know this so well, especially with doing podcasts yourself and all that, is that the world is so much smaller now with the technology. And we really can take whatever our business is and just ask the questions. How can I communicate with all these people and get my message out and make deposits in their lives? So it can be audio, it can be video, it can be Facebook, it can be Instagram. I think go where your audience most lands and have fun with it. I would say we don't have to be all buttoned up and highly refined and overproduced. I really love the fact, at least our audience likes us a little unplugged, very natural. And I think that gives a lot of freedom because you don't feel like you have to, do everything perfectly.
Absolutely. Now on the Zoom, and I don't know if you guys know this answer, but on the Zoom, if you're doing a video on Zoom and then you can rebroadcast it on Facebook, do you know that?
Yes, we record all of our sessions, and for our Academy members, we repost every one of those sessions, both on our website, the private website, as well as on our Facebook group. Load it just like you would any video, and it's very, very easy to use. It takes multiple people. You can control the screen so you can see everybody, lots of little squares of, faces and so forth, or you can just have the person who's speaking show up on the screen. So you have a lot of flexibility. And we haven't taken it to the full degree you can, but you can even have little breakout sessions on Zoom.
Yeah, you can have breakout rooms. The other thing that's nice is we encourage people to come in via video on their phone or on their computer. But let's say you have somebody that just is not really tech savvy. They can join that session just by dialing in on their phone as well. So you've got video people coming in, you've got phone people coming in, you've got dialing people in. So it's really nice for those people that just aren't very tech savvy.
Some people don't want to show up in their jammies so they can turn off their camera.
And for us too, there are some people that don't want they're not comfortable with their body right now. We're dealing with a lot of body image stuff and weight loss, and they may not want to show their face yet. They may not, and we don't always want to show our face because it's early in the morning, but we have to put a little makeup on and do it anyway. But we do. We show up in video.
We show up in our workout clothes, sometimes in our baseball caps, but that's okay. Come as you are.
And then someone that's listening and they're saying about Zoom now, I believe they have a free platform you can do free, but the type of video and reposting it to Facebook and all of that, you would have to get a paid plan. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. You can start with the free plan. It only allows up to, I believe it's 40 minutes of recording for that session. So if you are doing a longer type of situation, then you would want to go to the next level. But we started with the free level and kind of played with it a little bit and then bumped up to the next level, which was all we really need. So it's really easy to start with the free level.
And that's 40 minutes a day?
No, 40 minutes per session. So if you wanted to have multiple sessions, You could have as many sessions as you want. I can't remember if I think there was a limit of about 100 people that could come on. But so if you're doing a session at 40 minutes, you're going to time out on that session, and you would have to start a new session over on the free. And it might have changed since then, but that's how I remember it. But it's a good way to start. And you can record, you can post those videos, you still have that same access. I believe you have to record to your own computer, where it downloads to your own computer on the first free level. Once you go up a level, you can record to your computer or record to the cloud.
Oh, thank you for that information. What's working well for you now in your business?
Oh, I would say because of the book coming out, it's just given us a lot more exposure. And with that exposure, we're having so many more sales. We have a lot more people coming into the Academy as members. We sell nutritional products and supplements and things that can aid people in their health and weight loss journey on our website. And so that has really increased. I really believe it's because of the book coming out that we just have so much more exposure. People are looking for support with their program, and they're coming to our website.
And I would say, too, it's persistency.
Yes.
It is not giving up. Nothing builds, I shouldn't say nothing, but few people just explode overnight. It is the consistency. We have had a couple business coaches, and one of the things we were told over the last few years is one of our strengths is the ability to produce a lot of content. We do videos on so many subjects that women are interested in, and we didn't stop doing it. It wasn't a matter of, well, is this monetizing? Is this making money? We just kept putting out, we were consistent in putting out information and being consistent in giving something back to our audience. And I think over time, there's little things that help.
5 years.
Yeah, we've been partnering for 5 years. 2014, we did our first video. We didn't have official business immediately, but we have been consistent. 5 years of almost every week we have new content on some subject to pour into our audiences.
And we did that for many years and never paid ourselves a dime. So we were always, like I said, our goal was always to be in the black. And but we just didn't pay ourselves. And there were times that we were like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of tired of working for free. But, and we're both blessed because our husbands work and they have jobs. So we were blessed in that we didn't have a financial hardship. But even so, sometimes you're like, wow, we're doing a lot and we're not paying ourselves anything. And having that partnership was really helpful because there was times where Danna would be kind of down or frustrated, and she would come to me and I would build her back up, or I would be down and frustrated and she would build me back up, and we just kept saying, okay, well,
until God releases
us, we're just going to keep doing this. And it's turning around.
Yeah,
thank goodness.
Thank you for that amazing story. Tell us, if you conducted this interview, Robyn and Danna, what is the one question that you wish I would have asked you? And I'd like you to ask the question and answer it.
Gosh, that's a hard one, Frances. You've
covered so much different stuff. You've covered a lot about the book. You've covered a lot about our business. I'm sorry, but I can't think of anything.
I guess the only thing I would say is what would we say to your listening audience? And I would say, don't give up. Don't give up in your business. Don't give up in pursuing your health. Don't cave into maybe some of the lies that you've believed that are holding you up. And Robyn has something.
Oh, I just thought of a true entrepreneurial. How can people reach you? And I would say they can come to our website at leanhealthyageless.com. They can go to another website, eatlivethrive.diet.com, and they can learn about the Academy at eatlivethriveacademy.com. Spoken like a true entrepreneur.
See, you guys stole my thunder. That was the last question.
Ask what question? And I was thinking, what did she not ask? Of course, how to reach us.
Well, you'll be able to tell us that again. So thank you for that. That was an excellent question. So we've come to the part of our podcast. It's called Fun Facts Lightning Round, and we're going to ask you a series of questions, and we want really quick answers from both of you amazing ladies. And if it's something that you feel that you don't want to answer, you can say pass. Are you ready for the fun facts lightning round?
Okay, so you want an answer from both of us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what was your first job?
A popcorn pusher at the Mann Theater.
I was a nurse's aide at a nursing home.
If you could acquire an instant skill, what would it be?
This is Danna. I want to speak Italian. Well, molto bene, non malo.
I'm going to have to pass because I can't think of one.
What book are you reading right now?
What's the name of the book? The Sheila Walsh book.
Oh,
I can't think of the name of it. It's okay to not be okay. I couldn't think of the name.
By Sheila Walsh. I also love the book Essentialism, which entrepreneurs, you need that book. It's awesome.
Who is someone you really admire?
I admire Robyn and my husband.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, I could say I admire Danna.
But that sounds so contrived.
I admire my friend Lisa. She is a woman that is, I think of her, she's a business coach, life coach, and I admire her because she is just out there, just kind of living on the edge is how I would say. She's financially. She absolutely doesn't know where her income is going to come from, but she trusts God so much and in his provision. And I do admire that about her because she has such a strong faith and trust in him and he always provides for her. And I think that there's just something really special about that.
What is your favorite movie?
Braveheart.
I always loved Forrest Gump. I just thought it was so quirky.
Hit the treadmill or hit the couch?
Oh, treadmill every day.
I don't have a treadmill, so I have to say I'll hit the couch. I like to exercise, but I don't have a treadmill. If I had a choice, I would hit the treadmill for sure.
Danna and Robyn, thank you so much for joining us on Black Entrepreneur Experience, where we elevate Black entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and innovative thinkers across the globe. Before we conclude, why don't you tell our audience again the best way that they can connect with you and support your business?
We'll give you the URL to 3 of our websites. The first is leanhealthyageless.com, where we post all of our latest videos and any fun new information that's absolutely free. The second supports our Eat, Live, Thrive Diet book, and it's just called eatlivethrivediet.com. You can go there. That also is a free website. If you want to get some of the special information, you do have to register your email address, but there's no obligation at all. You can see some of our recipes, learn about the book, get some healthy self-talk recordings. It's just a fun way to maybe dig a little deeper into the teaching of the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. And then the third is our Academy website, our eatlivethriveacademy.com. If you want to learn about our coaching services, all that information is on that website.
Thank you so much. That is a wrap.
Thank you, Dr.
Francis.
Appreciate you, ladies.
Thank you for listening and subscribing to Black Entrepreneur Experience. We would love for you to leave a review and rating on iTunes and share with your friends. For show notes and more episodes, go to www.beepodcast.com. Join us next Wednesday, and remember, green is the new black. So keep your bank accounts and your business in the black.